Alright, so I've got a random night off and I'm gonna go watch my friend Brian Ramsay play some music tonight. Now, he is a singer-songwriter and a live looping artist. So after one of his sets, he's gonna give us a full rig rundown on his pedal board and what he's using to loop. So, let's not waste any more time and let's go check this guy out. Standing in the shadows. All right, everybody, so here we are with the wonderful, talented Mr. Brian Ramsay. And
hello, everybody.
He's going to go ahead and run us through his pedalboard rig so that you guys can kind of see what he's using when he plays and how he's looping. So let's check it out.
It's the Vertex Effects. It's a pedalboard with a riser. We've got the magnets that lock it in place, and I've got my always-on pedals underneath. I've got my Mondo pedal power source. Got the Neve DI box is the last signal on my chain. I've got the GE7 EQ pedal, Wampler compression, and then this is my reverb. So those are always on, so I can lock that in place. And then I have the RC300 on top. My pedals that I'm using during my show, I've got an A and a B signal out, acoustic side and an electric side for my guitar. So I've got the Polytune, the 7-Up for bass, the classic tube screamer for one gain stage, and then the Wampler for the next gain stage. And then I've got the flashback delay pedal, and then my Spark boost. And then for my electric signal, I've got the wireless system over here, which is the Boss WL50. But that's pretty much it. Pretty nifty setup from Vertex Effects. I love this pedal board.
So this was the lovely Brian Ramsay, and I've got to know, Brian, who's been one of your biggest musical influences?
Ooh, I know we talked about this before, and I had a long-winded answer. There are many, but I'm going to have to say Prince is number one. He's the GOAT. Just musicality, funk, R&B. But I like a lot of stuff, going back to 70s R&B, like a lot of 80s music, Hall & Oates, songs with a lot of chords, the early John Mayer stuff, fun to play, like a lot of kind of jazzy chords, like in a pop context and stuff. But that's what I like. I'm into that kind of stuff.
I agree. Prince is the GOAT. I will agree with that. All right. So, what is your biggest and best crowd-pleasing song that you play?
Well, I'd have to say the classics are going to be Sweet Caroline for sure. What's Up by Four Non Blondes, but also sometimes the ballad, Cover Me Up, that's what I was trying to think of. Cover Me Up by Jason Isbell. Some of those ballads sometimes hit pretty hard. And the Eagles, people like Eagles, so that kind of like cross between country and classic rock, it just depends, but always a good go-to is the sing-alongs, the Sweet Carolines. So.
All right, one last question for you. What made you want to get into live looping?
Good question. Aside from laziness, no. All kidding aside, it is nice to be able to play and strum all night long, to not have to strum all night long, where you can loop a part and give yourself a break and actually play some lead over the top, add some dynamics and some variety to your show, and it just opens things up. It's a fun thing to do without overdoing. I try not to do any super 18-minute loop songs. I just gotta keep it short, a few parts here and there, nothing too crazy, but I like it a lot, and the fact that it lets you play a song that you might not otherwise cover. It might be hard, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough by Michael Jackson. Like, I probably would not try that without the looper, just because there's some parts in there that really make it groove, But yeah, I think that's it.
I actually feel very relieved to know that you got into looping for the same reason why I did. I'm lazy. And
Great minds think alike.
all right, you heard it here first. We'll see you guys later.